Hi, this is Jay. You'll be getting a front row seat for a training I conducted for six-figure freelancer inner circle members. Now, these live trainings are part of our $6,000 annual mentorship program. In other words, this training is worth quite a bit. So I hope you pay close attention, treat it as if you are joining us live, and most important of all, implement what you learn here and take action so you can get one step closer to being a six-figure freelancer. I'll see you in the training. Who can benefit from today's session? If you don't know what to do next, if let's say you are new to this whole freelancing thing, relatively new, less than 2 years, less than 1 year experience, and more importantly, what not to do. There's so many things that we think when we do it's good, but a lot of times it's counterproductive. Okay, and there are some things it's like, hey, why do other people, they can spend like 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, sometimes 6 hours a day? I'm spending 8, 10, 12 hours. Okay, so there is a way to this, and today's the target. We're going to complete everything in 90 minutes. There will be a break in the middle. Okay, so let's dive in. So just a quick, these stages, these numbers is mostly based on my past experience. Okay, because $500 back then is not $500 now. The purchasing power, the business, how much they're willing to spend on freelancers has changed a lot. Okay, so don't take the numbers as like, rules or whatever. It's like a guideline. It's based on what I've been charging, and I able to identify, because I spoke with quite a few freelancers, it tends to be people at a certain stage, at a certain income, they'll have certain problems. Okay, so I'll be sharing with you a table that I personally went through, and it seems like once I'm able to overcome specific things, I'm able to move to the next stage. So if you find yourself at a certain stage but you are struggling, there's a good chance there's one of these things that we haven't fixed. Okay, so it's me from being a dreamer, making $0 a month. Sometimes it's really zero, big fat zero. Even on Fiverr, believe it or not, we can get zero. You think Fiverr, the minimum is $5 a month. Okay, so those were some very, very bad times. And frankly, it's not Fiverr's fault, it's mostly my fault. Because those days I was playing maybe 8-10 hours video games a day. So it's not Fiverr's fault. Okay? So here, what we're going to talk about is what you are going to be paid for, who you're working for, why are you stuck at a specific stage, why are you stuck at dreamer or a deliverable specialist. Okay, what is the one skill I'll recommend, and what type of freedom are you able to enjoy? Okay, so how I'd like you to use this table is identify where you are today and identify, okay, what is the next one thing that I should focus on. So this serves as a very good guideline. You can probably save this. So once you move from, work from full is basically anybody who just started freelancing. Let's say you are specializing in writing email. Okay, then most of the people are stuck here, and that's why they have to have a full-time job. They can't go fully in the freelancing career. Okay, but once you are here, at least to me, you are in the game. Like, I can treat you like, I know you are committed in this. So I ran some ads in the past, and I realized I keep getting people like this. So those are people I can't help, but I believe I can do something for you. Okay, so let me reveal some drum roll. Okay, so actually I shouldn't delete it. Like, this is more digestible. So at stage 0, okay, now if you're on this call, I invited you here, or you joined the program, you are definitely not a dreamer. Okay, but just in case you want to help some people, and I know we have 3 people here who are very kind-hearted people most of the time. You want to help people, but sometimes, like, who do you know who to not help? Because the last thing you want to do is you spend a few hours, you spend a few days helping them to be a freelancer, but actually they are a dreamer, so they are not ready. Then when you spend this type of time, you spend this type of hopes for them, then they end up not doing anything, you will feel very disappointed. You will feel very, it's a very unpleasant feeling, alright? Okay, so these are the people who, frankly, they're not making paid, they're not really working, or they have a full-time job, they haven't done much. If you ask, like, how many hours are you spending a week on freelancer activity, doing the work or getting clients, it's less than 10 hours. Probably less than 5 hours. Sometimes it's 5 hours, 2 weeks. Learning, attending classes doesn't count. Okay, so if you identify somebody like that, frankly, save your time and energy. They are not ready for any help. You can have your best intentions to help them. Frankly, you're wasting your time and they might not appreciate it. So there's a saying, don't teach a cow how to sing. Something along those lines. You are wasting your energy, the cow will feel annoyed. Okay, so most of us, we start here. Frankly, I was here for a very, very long time, most of my Fiverr years. So what are we mainly paid for is the hours active. So if you catch yourself, keep thinking every day, how many hours am I being active or stuff like that, maybe you are already being paid at a higher level. But if you are very, very conscious about the hours that you're active, or your client keep questioning how long you're working, something is wrong. Okay, so these things have to be removed. Okay, so who you're working for at this stage, because you lack some clarity. So anyone who can pay, you'll say yes to them. Anyone who can pay, you'll say yes to them. So what is the main reason you're stuck here? It's what you're doing might not be the thing you want to do. You're doing it because you realize there's somebody who is willing to pay for this. So for example, let's say you're writing. I'll just take an example. If you're writing, actually you like to write stories, but you are forced to write emails, you are forced to write headlines, you are forced to write SEO articles, because that's the thing that people are buying from Fiverr. So the breakthrough you can have is try to align what you are naturally interested in, what is you're naturally inclined, you can do easily. You try to tie it with your work. Okay, so if anything, even if your income doesn't change, I would say it will. Even if your income doesn't change, this move alone will make the whole thing much more enjoyable, and we tend to be good at the things that we enjoy. Okay, so let's say you are being paid to write emails, but sometimes you feel like you need to go and write the landing page or things that are not related to the emails at all. It's also a warning sign. Okay, so here, if you are from third world countries like me, then you'll still be struggling financially. If you're in Europe or US and Canada, then it's like a nightmare. Okay, so here is where here is the part where it's very weird. You are doing quite well, quote unquote, as a freelancer, but it's not really a full-time income yet. So here, what you're paid for, if you're being paid this level, chances are your customer, your client is not at a good enough level to evaluate how good is the work done. Okay, for example, let's say you're a copywriter. If somebody is paying you this amount of money, there's a good chance they can't tell the difference between a good sales page and a not good sales page. If you get a designer to design the page, they will say, oh, this page looks nicer because the color is more vibrant. They are not going to talk about the marketing angle, the competitor study, the handle objections, how are you crafting the offer, how are you doing the guarantee. They're not going to say anything about that. Okay, so here, your client, the biggest problem is not your skill, it's your client. Your client is not at the level where they can evaluate how good your work is. So here, the quote-unquote right thing to do is to increase the quantity. So that was what I did. Because almost everyone on Fiverr who bought a Facebook ad from me, they can't tell the difference between an ad well-designed, well-set up. They will just know if it makes them money. Sometimes they don't even know that. They're spending a few $100s a day on ads, they don't even know what's the result and stuff like that. So that was a time when I don't know about Google Analytics, so there's no tracking. Okay. So here you're selling at people who are specifically seek out deliverables. So if a business owner, and I actually had one customer like this last year, he is very, very insisting on, hey, I come here, I want to buy email, means I'm just going to buy email. So how I filter these people, how I know if this is a good fit for me, is I'll ask, okay, I understand, and you can use this script. Now, Mr. Prospect, I understand you are looking for emails. Okay, and emails might be the thing that will propel your business, help you solve a lot of revenue problems, help you to get a lot of sales. However, can we take a look at the whole marketing process and see where is the place where we should spend most efforts to increase the profits? Because it might not be email. So today I don't take on anybody who they are not willing to actually go on this meeting, this process. I call it the discovery process. You can call it a strategy session or whatever. Because I want to know if this person is potential for me to work at a higher level. Because I'm way past this stage. So last time, anyone, as long as they say the magic word, I want email, in my case, it's Facebook ad. Anybody who says I want Facebook ad, then I'm like, yes, I'm the person. If they come and tell me I want Google ad, then I'm like, okay, there's a lot of other people on Fiverr you have to find. That was my thinking back then. I didn't realize selling just a deliverable, it's selling to the wrong type of people. Okay, so what is the problem here is we have the artist syndrome. So we fall in love with the thing that we are doing. We insist on doing what we can do, even though it might not be what the client want or what the client need. So I call this the artist syndrome. So a lot of creative people, let's say they're graphic designer, they like to design logo. Sometimes a new logo is not what the business need. Let's say the graphic designer, they are good at designing, let's say, Facebook ads. Sometimes Facebook ads is not what the business owner need. But if you're speaking to a business owner who don't know what they need and you can't help them to identify, yes, you are stuck here. The biggest breakthrough to the next level is go and learn about funnels, learn about digital marketing. Might consider buying something from Russell Brunson, ClickFunnels. They have a lot of marketing related training. Very inexpensive as well. Okay, so this is where I'll recommend you try to relate what you're doing, tie it to the profit. So the closer you are to the money, the better. So I went from doing Facebook ads, doing Google ads. I changed my title back then. I say I sell leads. I sell highly qualified leads. Okay, but that's a mistake because there are a lot of people who go and do data mining, go and steal all the contact details, and they are selling a list for people to cold call. So me using the word lead generation, actually they are thinking I'm doing that. I'm saying, no, I'm actually helping you to set up the ad, help you to set up a squeeze page, so you can go and contact them. Okay, so I have to, every time when I meet somebody, I have to explain, no, I'm not doing that. So I realized my mistake was I used the word lead generation. So actually I changed the word. Okay, I'm here to get you people who are ready to buy your stuff. Then they were like, okay, tell me more. Then I get on a call with them and I walk them through the process. Okay, I'll set up an ad for you. I'll set up a landing page for you. I'll study the audience with you. Okay, so that was how I differentiate myself with all other Facebook ad and Google ad on Fiverr. Okay, so here is we learn to have business conversation. So the next it's done. Here, both of these I have less time in these stages. Okay, and here is where I believe the quality of your work really matters, because here they are really paying for results. And here you can start to talk about, hey, if I increase your click-through rate by X%, I want to be paid performance paid. So one of the mistakes I had was I keep having performance-based. I want to be paid based on performance, because I go and attend all those courses. They say, hey, don't charge a fixed rate, don't charge for your hour, have a profit sharing deal. If you increase their leads, you increase their sales, do a profit sharing. Yes, it's correct, but not to this type of customers who can't differentiate bad work and good work. Okay, so the right conversation with the wrong person ends up being the wrong conversation. So yeah, took me a few years to learn that, but today, at least you know, is this the right person? At least when you talk to the business owner or the potential customer, you try to evaluate, is this the right person to have this kind of conversation? Okay. So here, here is if you are working for an agency, and the agency they have been doing, let's say they have been doing Instagram marketing for a while, they know their numbers. They know what is their impressions, what is the reach, what is the shares. Okay? If you're talking to that level of sophistication, they are looking for a specific outcome. If you're talking to a business owner, you talk about click-through rate, it might not be the right conversation. Sometimes the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer, don't even know what is their click-through rate on their landing page or email. Don't be surprised. I had consultations where I asked them, okay, so what's your cut? You say you want to improve your email effectiveness. What's your current click-through rate? I don't know. What's the average you get? I don't know. Well, okay. You have some problem. Okay. So here, you are able to deliver. If you're at this stage, you're probably decent. You're probably quite good at the work you do. But all of your attention, all of your focus is on the work you do. We tend to lack some client experience. So client experience including how you set expectations, how you tell them when is the work going to be done, how is it going to be done, what you need from them. So this is where I did a lot of the learning this year, how to talk with different people, different clients, and being like helping the business owner set some things up. I can realize there are sometimes we freelancers, we do not communicate in a way that business owners, they understand what we are saying. So here, a lot of it, you can be very, very good at the work you do. But what will move the needle the most for you is client experience. So being able to to communicate what you're doing in a way that they can understand and digestible for them. Okay, so what I would suggest is to work on client communication. So initially, struggle financially. If you're here, you're probably not really struggling financially. But here, if you do not know how to communicate well, you do not know how to set expectations, you probably don't have enough me time, you don't have enough rest time, you burn out and you struggle for health. Speaking from experience. Okay, that's why I have a lot of gray hair, and Zoom is very nice to hide it all on camera, but if you see me in person, you'll see a lot of gray hair. Okay, so I shall look much older than I am on camera. Okay, so all of us, we dream to be at this level, and we tend to learn from people who are at this level. So if you are at here, you want to learn from people who are here, that's very good advice. However, if you are at this level, a lot of the advice they give here, frankly, don't apply to you, and sometimes it's counterproductive. Because they are speaking with people they're speaking with business owners, CMOs, they're speaking with people at a very different awareness level. So a lot of the tricks and strategies, a lot of the recommendations, sometimes it actually backfires at a lower level. Okay, but if you're at this level, to move to here, yes. Okay, those advice I will very, very agree. Okay, so here they are looking for a very, very specific experience. Okay, so while you're stuck here, it's sometimes you feel like once you're here long enough. Now, how do you know you are here too long? When money no longer motivates you. When your shopping list is empty. It's like, yeah, you pay me another 10K. What am I going to do with this? I would rather turn this project down. So it's like you lack your passion. You forgot the main reason why you wanted to do this in the first place. It's almost like the opposite of this. Okay, so here it's no longer a business problem. It's more like, the Maslow's pyramid of hierarchy. It's like, yeah, I'm getting paid well, but I don't find much meaning in my work. So yeah, so here is no longer a marketing problem. It's more like you have to go and discover yourself, search for your purpose. But that is not what I'm covering. Okay, my focus is to bring you from here all the way to here and put you on the path to here. Once you're here, go and learn from somebody else. Okay, so this is a quick overview and a quick way to identify, okay, what are the things that we need to improve. So for example, today you are paid at this level, but if you find yourself having problems here, there's a good chance you'll be struggling. There's a good chance you will feel like you need to work very long hours, or you'll feel very unhappy. So revisit them and identify the things that needs to be improved. Okay, so it's very seldom that you will find, oh, okay, I'm here, this is 100% my situation. Okay, it's probably a combination of a few. Okay, this best describe my situation. This best describe my situation. So do this as a self-evaluation. So this will be the first assignment for this week. I'll be sending you this PDF or this PowerPoint, so you can just draw the box here using Paint, or just print it out and draw it yourself. Okay, so this will be the first assignment. So with that, okay, now is the chance for me to read the chat. Okay, I believe there's some funny stuff here based on the reactions that I got. Also, it will be a 3-minute break, so I'll be reading the chat. If you want to ask questions, this is the time you can pause. You can actually you can unmute and just ask straight away. If there's no, then I'll start reading the chat. Okay. Wow, today's chat is very, very active. It seems like when I invite a very special guest, the chat seems to be more active. You just got a taste of how it feels to be part of six-figure freelancer inner circle community. Now comes the important part, taking action. If you want to get crystal clear on the next step you should be implementing to get high-ticket clients so you can increase your freelance income without being a slave to your clients, book a one-on-one call with me. Here's the link. I'm looking forward to seeing you during our live session.